Sometimes it can definitely feel like the anime and manga market are completely oversaturated with the isekai genre. I feel like we've gotten 5 or more just this anime season. One of the latest anime I finished was the vending machine isekai, which is about a guy who loves vending machines so much that he tries to stop one from getting damaged and ends up dying in the process. He ends up getting isekai'd and now he's a vending machine with magical powers. As dumb as that is, I actually found a show to be a good comfort show, and it's actually getting a season 2. I remember when isekai used to be pretty rare, at least here in the West. I mean, there was Digimon, Tamers being my favorite. Did you know that someone from Ava worked on that season? That would explain a lot. There was Mayor, and I absolutely loved the Mayor, specifically Dorothy. Do you know that one scene from Hey Arnold where Helga's like,
"Arnold, you make my girlhood tremble"?
Yeah, that was me with Dorothy. I'm getting sidetracked. So even though there's a lot of isekais coming out, I'm not really mad or upset about it like some people. I love isekais. Some of my recent favorite animes have been isekais. I'm waiting on that Overlord movie, that Konosuba Season 3, ReZero Season 3, and so many more. I just see isekai as a storytelling device. For example, let's say there's a bad fantasy isekai out there and you take the isekai element out of that show. Would that make it good? More than likely, no. It would just be a bad fantasy rather than a bad fantasy isekai. But with that said, I can definitely understand that some isekais definitely just kind of blend together. You know, it's always the loser, the unpopular kid, the overworked office worker who ends up getting sent to another world. And then 70 to 80% of the time, they end up with some kind of overpowered ability. So I get it, they do start to kind of blend together. But that's why I decided to do some research and try to find an isekai that's a bit different from the rest. Here's a hint, it has to do with the hero's mother. What? Let me explain. Our story starts with our main character having a dream of the past where he's confessing his feelings to all his friends' mothers.
My nigga.
That was 10 years ago. Today, he's part of an adventuring party with his childhood friends where one of them is actually the hero. Things have actually been going pretty well. They've even defeated the Demon King. But one day, they decide to kick him from the party. They say it's because he's weak, but it's actually because they want to start a harem together and they don't need a fifth wheel. Even the girl he's closest with is like, yeah, you're trash. You'll just get yourself killed.
This nigga is trash.
Wait, didn't they defeat the Demon King? Why do they think it's a good excuse to call him weak to get him out the party? Well, it's because he always played the support role, meaning that they never really saw his true power. This whole getting kicked out the party thing truly does hurt our main character because he considers these people to be his closest friends. Whatever happened to bros before, you know.
Bros before hoes. Why? Because your bros are always there for you.
But he ends up leaving without a fuss. The hero probably thinks that he's Mr. Steal Your Girl by taking all the girls in the party for himself. But in reality, our main character had no romantic feelings for any of them. And that's because he's actually a 42-year-old man. Well, he's been in this world for 14 years, so he's actually 56. So he's only really interested in older women. In this world, women are considered old by the time they hit 17, and by the time they hit their mid-20s, they're considered old hags and aren't really treated as ladies anymore.
Wait a minute!
I wonder if this kind of thing still happens in Japan. I heard they call women over the age of 25 Christmas cakes because no one wants a Christmas cake after December 25th.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So in our main character's eyes, this world is filled with pedo bears. So after getting kicked from the party, he ends up going to the slave market where he finds the hero's mother.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
She was his first love, so he immediately buys her and she becomes his slave.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
She was cheap too because being in her early 30s, she's considered to be a dinosaur. She's extremely thankful and ends up devoting herself to him. So of course the big question is, how did the hero's mother end up in the slave market? Was this some kind of evil revenge plot? Nope, it was her own husband.
Huh?
The hero would send money back home, but his father would just blow it on women and alcohol. When the money ran low, he sold his wife.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Of course, this was a terrible situation for her, and she's so glad that he saved him that she's like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. He tells her that he wants her to be his beloved. She thinks that he's just lonely and decides to play along. A little while later, he ends up giving her a necklace, which is like proposing with a wedding ring in their world. She's like, you really want to marry a grandma like me? Like you're not gonna regret this later, right? He's like, of course not. I love you. So they end up getting officially married and then play Super Smash Brothers. And now their new life together begins. I just love this setup. It kind of feels like the ultimate revenge, even though he's not out for revenge. It's like the manga version of the gamer tag meme.
Are you in my room? Well, I'm your mom's new boyfriend. Oh, so you're a gamer? Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we could play sometime. Balls out for Harambe 69.
We end up finding out that she was an S-class adventurer that was in a party with the other mothers.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Wait, if she's S-class, why didn't she bust herself out of the slave market? There's only like 30 S-rank adventurers in the world, so there's very few people that can challenge her. Maybe if she busted out, she would get hunted down because the transaction was legit. I don't know. We'll just chalk it up to plots. I enjoy seeing her being head over heels in love with the main character. For example, there's a point where she's like, yo, if I had to choose between my son and the main character, I'm choosing the main character. I like how the story also checks in on the hero's party to see what they've been up to, which is that they're broke because our main character always handled the finances, and they're hungry because he would also cook for them. So with our main character officially being with the mother, I was curious to see where the story was going to go. I mean, the Demon King has been defeated, so there's not really anything big going on. Well, besides the slave market.
Today's subject, slavery.
Well, it seems like our main character is ready to settle down and just live a quiet life with his new wife. So he's like, hey, why don't we just go back to our hometown, which is where the other mothers are who may or may not be in happy relationships. You know what that means.
I'm gonna fuck his wife.
Believe it or not, it gets even more ridiculous from here. And of course, I'm curious how he requires the other mothers. Overall, this is a fun, trash manga to turn your brain off to and just enjoy how ridiculous it all is.
What did you do?
Your mom.
Now, I know this was a really trashy recommendation, so if you guys want a more serious isekai recommendation, let me know and I'll make a video on one. So if you guys like the video, and if you like me, subscribe to me. And as always, this has been Broken, and I'll catch y'all next time.